And we're still waiting for the lobby to kick off. It just kicked off. It's time. It's Saturday night. We don't have anything better to do but to play Dota, and we're happy for it. League of Lads Season 10 continues to build, and it's Mississippi versus Moozy is crying, a PMA-led team against the reigning double champion Bulljacks, trying to build a bit of a win streak here in League of Lads Season 10. He struggled, or at least this lineup has struggled a little bit to get off the ground. Couple of 1-1s. Either way, Mississippi still could bounce back. I believe they're 500 as of this point. Still an opportunity to actually get in front of Riley Feed with 6 points. Mississippi sitting at 4 points in the ranking right now. I wish I could bring this up. Maybe I'll do it next time. Anyway, I'll remember to bring it up next time. And I think aggressively PMA's team is 4 points as well. So basically, whoever takes this series is going to tie Riley Feed for first. But immediately, we're getting some counter picks. Nature's Prophet directly into the tree and Protector tree, of course. Able to just waltz right on through Sprouts. But Nature's Prophet's still going to give you a decent amount of vision there. So it's an interesting pick from PMA. I think what most pro teams have been doing is just, they're going for offlane first. And this should be a fourth Yorlinga CK, I'm assuming. I don't know if he's actually played the CK off. And essentially, it could be a flex, too. He's only played the CK offlane once. And it was actually a game that he won. How do I pull up, like, it was a game that he won this season, actually. Weird. 23 hours ago. Wait, no, 15 days ago. I was hovering over the Lads logo. Last match 23 hours ago. 15 days ago. Actually beat Mr. Crazy Guys fan club, and I believe that is Ultra Gunner's team. Yes, it is. Nephilim's team with it. So still something that, fourth is comfortable with. It might be a flex. We'll see if it's something they want to put mid, they want to put into the safe lane. I think it fits either place in this scenario. It just depends on how the rest of the draft goes. I seems to be in a stronger spot if it goes off lane. Rubik on the other side of that, decent counter into the Treant. A lot of lockdown on this team for Mississippi. You might not think of Nature's Prophet as a hero with lockdown, but of course, as the game goes on, if the game does drag on, it's a hero that can pick up farm very quickly. I'm drinking leftover Corona from last night. I don't have any PBRs or anything I could slam for Xeriscape. And I don't even think Xeriscape could have made it tonight, so I'm just alone as a caster. But that's okay. Still cover Season 10. I haven't been able to cast as much this season, but still excited nonetheless. Hopefully going to get caught up into current meta. I hadn't really played too much since the patch dropped, but some numbers changes. Doesn't really seem like too much meta-wise has changed, but we're at a stage in Dota where I don't know if we're gonna get too many different things for the rest of its lifetime. It kind of seems to be the constant state that we're at. But I think Rubik into Chaos Knight seems like a strong counter. Especially with the stun duration being buffed by Rubik. And I think PMA is just going to look for the other support here. And they have last pick too. You could go for the counter pick in the mid, but I think they could just go for it earlier if they really wanted to. Mississippi, definitely not one to shy away from an early pick in the mid laner.
10 seconds remaining.
Uh,
Team pick.
Clockwork picked up into Rubik. Not the most common pickup, especially in a game like this too. I think it's good into the Nature's Prophet. I think that's been the combo or the counter for the longest time. Clockwork and the Nature's Prophet. You're at least going to pressure potentially Bulljacks, but I think it's going to be Acid Rain on the Rubik.
10
Bulljacks
seconds
is
remaining.
Jakiro, and it should be a position 3 Nature's Prophet,
5 seconds remaining.
which is a little strange for them to be running, but seems like a weaker lane running Rubik Nature's Prophet. But it still could be something that they mix up, and maybe this is the game that they do throw Chaos Knight top lane, since the off lane they're facing is going to be a lot weaker. But I think seeing that PMA now can kind of go for a stronger core. Mississippi is also waiting to go for their mid laner, unless it's going to be Nature's Prophet. Have seen a lot of second pick mid laners. Marshall, of course, still learning his role in the team, still learning how to jive with this group. And a big series tonight for them to just get a move on, get to the top of the group. Not since we do have the one group this season, it's not something you want to fall behind on early on in the season, taking some losses. Teams that can get it together quicker
Dire
tend to
team
prevail.
done.
Zen stands ready.
It's really when Bulljack's led teams have kind of taken off too. Early season, just starting with very long win streaks. Not the case this season, but different paths to a championship. I forgot to link my
10
stream.
seconds remaining.
At
5 seconds
versus at
remaining.
Moozy is crying. Flip that, and we're go. Couple mid lane bans for PMA in the last stage too, but it looks like we're just gonna get a very vanilla last two picks being mid
Radiant
lane.
team ban.
Of course, that'll be what the last two bans are focused around.
Dire team ban.
I mean, in terms of cores, not too uncommon to see the Invoker. I actually want to look at their mid right now.
10 seconds
Excuse
remaining.
me.
5 seconds remaining.
Meepo technically still in the pool, but it's been 2 years since Camel Farmers played that, and I don't think it's a Meepo patch. Rarely ever is. Don't think it's this game either. Ember Spirit banned out, Invoker banned out. Ooh, what up, Tiny? Void Spirit's still in the pool, and it's not a bad Void Spirit game either. I think the more things you can pick to get around clock, the better. I think going something like an OD, Lena, Arc Warden might be a little bit of a mistake. But it does make Clock's game a little bit harder. His impact is going to have to be bigger. Lashrak, of course, out. I can maybe go for something like a Deuce, pretty late
Radiant team
into the draft.
ban.
And Lena one that I'm kind of surprised. I guess it kind of makes sense for Mississippi to ban. They don't want Moozy to have something helps them take earlier fights. Although depending on the Nature's Prophet game,
10 seconds
might not have mattered.
remaining.
Kind of missing
5
old
seconds
Sven
remaining.
eggs.
Dire team pick.
last ban of the Pango,
10
and I think we got
seconds
most
remaining.
of. Does Camel Farmer even
5
play Pango that
seconds
much?
remaining.
I don't think so. Lone Druid, maybe? Storm's still here, but I don't think it's a great Storm game either. Some of that Camel Farmer is used to, though. I think at this point, Mississippi probably just wants to go for a comfort pick on Camel. They actually have a decent amount of control for the CK for this Fen. Is it a Camel mid hero? Maybe we get the Nature's Prophet mid? Mississippi have a couple different ways to do this, but it might be the most obvious one, which is Monkey King mid. Awfully Nature's,
10
but I think those
seconds
two might be the
remaining.
flex. And PMA still
5
thinking about
seconds
what he wants for
remaining.
Vico. Vico, a lot of his heroes banned out in this case. Quap, still available. I don't think that's something you want to give up in a Rubik game. Doesn't seem like SF's too awful. Yeah, that's probably the
Choose
best
your
choice.
hero.
I didn't even realize Puck wasn't banned, but decent of the Juggernaut. It will be Camel Farmer on the Monkey. Acid Rain Rubik, Marshall on the Nature's Prophet, Bulljack's Jakiro, and Fume on the Juggernaut. Acid Rain on a classic hero. Rubik, of course, being a signature for your boy. CB on the Tree and Protector, 4th year Lingus on the Chaos Knight. Big return. Nova on the Clockwork. Got aggressively PMA. The Captain playing Sven. And Vico is going to be on the Puck. And the Captain, position 1. Something you don't see too often. But I guess it's 2 different teams that are actually running that this season. 3 different teams. Position 2 captain and DKMP, but Ice Yeti's also position 1 captain on Team Blue Shirt. So, kind of interesting to see who's going to be on top out of those. Hard to lead a team from position 1, but it might not be exactly what you want to do. And just focus on your game instead and let Acid Rain, Bulljacks kind of lead direction. I think the other side, we're probably looking at Nature's just going to be farming for a decent amount of time. Benefit of Mississippi's draft too is they have a lot of lane presence. I think the Jakiro
Prepare for battle.
Rubik Nature's Prophet, maybe not the best combo, but as soon as you get a couple of levels, it starts to add up. 4th year Lingus on the CK, going for an early bracer. And Nova Clockwork. So I don't think something we haven't quite seen yet. This is actually. Oh, this is just Noah. Why the fuck is he called Nova? Or no, he's called Nova. What the fuck? Because I also know a Noah. But I guess this is just Nova. Hasn't really played too much Dota lately, actually. But I guess I'm kind of in the same boat.
30
Oh, I forgot
seconds
to do
to
this.
battle.
Casting.cfg. And then I gotta remember to like reset all of my keybinds. Because I need to disable camera zoom. Every time I do that, I really should just set my settings in a different config file, but whatever. Going to be pretty boring in the intro. No kills, no aggression, just both teams focusing on the rune. Vico actually choosing to stay back and go for the block, and we'll see how well that turns out for him as we talk about the rest of this game. It does go 2-2 in the bounty runes. Vico, I think just getting the range creep up first is actually going to help him here. But Camel Farmer, I don't think this is too bad of a matchup for the Monkey King. Kind of what Bulljax is identifying most of the counters heavy to the Monkey King were banned out before the pick. I don't think Puck is really going to do too much. This seems just like a pretty static lane until Puck gets a couple of levels, is maybe able to harass the Monkey King down. But it's going to take some time. Bot lane, PMA, and CB. Seeing if they can kill off Acid Rain and Marshall early, and I think that's when you want to get aggressive into the Rubik. Acid Rain, of course, just going to spam W, a Fade Bolt. CB's game is a little bit hampered here, but you're just trying to make enough space for PMA, and a very nice range creep deny there by Marshall. He's showing off his stuff, laning shops on the Nature's Prophet. Let's allow Fuma a decent amount of space top lane. Nova's pulled the wave around. Ability fourth going for something. Bracer. I don't know. This probably isn't a game where he buys whatever the fuck it's called. Wraith Pact. Okay, incredibly strong item even still. I didn't even see if it got nerfed in the patch, but it still seems pretty strong. Snova actually going to run down Bulljax on the Jakiro here, but without Cogs. There's too many creeps here that couldn't really go for a kill. Onto the Jakiro. Vico still looks like he's pulling even with Camel Farmer mid lane. He's actually able to kill off the Rubik. Acid Rain dying for first blood. You give that up to PMA. It's a great start for the Sven. Decent of bonus gold too. I think that just gets him early bracer. Looks like Acid Rain actually committed for a courier there. Kind of led to the getting that kill, but CB can't go for the pull yet. Actually got the camp blocked, and probably not wanting to place an observer there. He's also underneath the vision of Acid Rain and placed an observer ward right on the cliff, so I think CB is going to easily be able to counter this. Or not CB, Acid Rain is going to be able to counter this and even get a D ward if he brings a sentry soon, but just typical from the NP off lane. Marshall just TPing back. Let's get full health. Really can't harass him out anymore. PMA also getting aggressive. Vico mid lane, I think, has given up Jingu Mastery stacks to Camel Farmer, who's starting to pull ahead slightly. And you look at the deny difference at the same time as last hits. Up by 3 in both. Camel Farmer just waiting for the Boundless Strike. Gets it. I don't think he can commit for the kill on Vico, though. Still in the silence, still in an orb. Would have been a nifty little kill, but we'll continue to watch this scrap. I just ripped that off from Crafty completely. Watched too much Bomberman this weekend. Top lane, it looks like Nova's dying. Got inside the cogs with the Juggernaut, and that always spells death on a Clockwork. Unfortunately, bot lane Acid Rain doing a nice job. Pushes CB back, and with a couple of right clicks, I think PMA just going to finish off the Rubik. The wand from Acid Rain is going to keep him alive, but it's only for just a bit longer. One more right click, and PMA has got the job done. Spell immunity inside power cogs should totally be the eggs, by the way. That's definitely my opinion. It's so hard to get levels on Clockwork. Rarely ever are you actually going to benefit from something like that. How did he die? Did I just miss that? Camel Farmer's actually picked up a kill on Vico. And I think as the levels pick up, I now learn it seems like Monkey King starts to output a little bit more damage. Vico, 3 levels into the orb, could maybe go for something here as soon as you get level 6. Does have the burst potential, but is it really going to be something wants to go for? especially spend the cooldown early. We might see a rotation from Vico soon. Especially with Marshall starting to have his game take off a little bit. You probably want to stop this NP soon.
Denied.
Stop the snowball. And the Fume, I don't think is as big of a target right now. Will be nice to get this kill top lane, but I think fourth might start cutting a wave soon or something to get some more pressure into this tower, as they already got a couple of hits from the catapult there. And look, bot PMA is he's enjoying the farm of the Treants. Only gives him 8 gold, but it's still a little bit of a boost. Fume is starting to pull ahead in the creep score. Top lane going for a spin. Fourth getting the TP out. There's no stun from Bulljack's no ice path. Fourth will survive, but he has to go all the way back to base and walk all the way back to lane. Camel Farmer wanted to get a kill mid lane, couldn't quite finish off the puck of Vico. Still we sit at 2-2 early on in the game. Not a lot of rotations from either side of thing. We'll see who the first one to jump is. My guess is still on the puck of Vico. Being 7 minutes in, PMA still level 5, so a great start for Marshall, to be honest. I think he's going to get level 6 off of this. At the same time, Acid Rain gonna sap some of this, but I still think it's level 6. And Marshall on his way, not going for Midas, it seems, on the Natures. Not really just focusing on the farm, as Nova is going to get spotted rotating mid. He's got an early pickup in the Tranquils, but I think he might just guess where this Observer is. He's got the Sentry Ward, and yeah, the Nature's ult is really the thing that's going to give it away there. It's a fortunate play from Marshall. But good for Nova. We get a stun early on. They're going to run down fourth in the top lane, but I don't think they can actually get the kill. Fourth just escaping outside the cogs, and a great cogs placement there from Nova. And a canceled TP from somebody else. Fourth is going to survive.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Didn't actually have enough mana for the Omni Slash anyway. That was partially because of the mana burn on the cogs late on. Look for PMA. There's a jump. Bot lane. Camel Farmer showing up for this. There's 4 heroes bot for Mississippi. Aggressively, PMA is in a very dangerous spot. Is going to get ran down. Bulljack's looking for the slow. Camel Farmer jumping in. Tries to go for the ult. He's got a DD. The Boundless Strike connects on this Fen. And I think they're going to get caught inside the puck coil, but it doesn't matter. Camel Farmer is able to bring down PMA, and they get the core. They can maybe even look for Vico. As CB escaping into the trees, did not see the Monkey King rotate up there. Fume is taking a lot of damage. Top actually trades for fourth. It looked like they wanted a kill, but they just didn't have the damage to get Fume. He's not even used Omni Slash yet. He has another spin up, is going to look for Nova, and I don't think Nova can actually fight this either. Has just a Rocket Flare soon, but a crit from Fume is going to get the kill. PMA is rotated to the top lane. There is no stun. There's no spin. Omni Slash not there in time. He's out of mana. Down goes Fume. PMA with a great rotation right after the death. Pops ulti. He's farming the top wave now. And a huge boost for the Sven, but still a death that he probably doesn't like. Camel Farmer has made a lot of space for himself, and the biggest downside there for Mississippi is they lose Fume on the Juggernaut. Might make it kind of tough for him to get his game going, but Camel Farmer getting bigger, another hero that snowballs very heavily. Marshall in somewhat of a same boat, looking for the Orchid. Doesn't quite have it yet, but it's going to be a big spike. That's up on the Nature's Prophet. They can look for Vico potentially. Fume's Fume's at least able to push this out mid. Yeah, he just wants to push the wave as much as he can and go back to farming. Doesn't really want to mess with Vico unless they get a rotation over. Bulljack's looking for a stun, is going to not connect. No, he does! The silence wasn't quite there. They get a couple of stuns into Vico. The puck gets away. The coil just on the Camel Farmer. They're locking him in underneath the tier 1, but the hook blocked by CB. They're not going to catch Camel Farmer, and Fume's not the target. You want in the cogs yet again. The lift locks it in. Bulljax actually picks up the kill, but a lot of damage done by Fume in the spin. And again, a lot of early aggression from Mississippi. They want to get more damage into this tier 1 tower. The liquid fire. In comes the spam. And a very big mid-tier 1 pickup. CB doing all he can just to kill the wave, but it's not going to be enough. Top lane, they are going to give this up, I think, because PMA is just farming. Can't remove. Continually breaks. I don't know why. Very nice warding from Mississippi too. Is going to spot behind the tier 1. They might even be able to benefit from this again, but Mississippi now happy with where they've gotten. Great rotation from Fume. Honestly, you don't really see a lot of cores. Well, I guess PMA had just done that, but both of them realizing their spikes in this game. Fourth, just be careful where he farms in the jungle. Camel can't quite do that much. Marshall without Orchid, I think, is just calling, you know, this is not a kill we can get yet. Maybe once I get the Orchid, we can get aggressive, go for fourth. Doesn't have a Manta. Really no save on the CK, but it might be a better target. Try and grab the puck. And we go in PMA. Getting bigger is actually on top of the net worth right now. Not too surprising for a hero with automatic Battle Fury. But still, what the hell is their team name again? God damn it. Moozy is crying. Still 3-6. The kill score being doubled. I think PMA is making a nice read here. Not going to get caught out by this smoke. Fume even rotating for this. Both cores. You know, they don't need Marshall there on the Nation Prophet. He can just TP in later as Fume is going to want to take the tower up here. Acid Rain still sitting to the side. They want to try and find a jump. They can make it easy. Get a nice little D-ward, but they still don't have vision up on the cliff, at least right on the cliff. CB trying to get a nice D-ward up here, but I don't think he's actually going to see the ward on the cliff. Bulljax has really been all over the place with these. Getting a lot of aggressive vision. He's actually going to be able to get a D-ward up here too because they saw the observer place. Marshall going to push out bottom. And what started a quiet game continues to be. Only 9 kills as we approach the 14-minute mark. Should heat up soon. We might see a fight or two. But like I said, a big series for both of these teams. One really wants to just give away something easy here, especially again early on in the season. Nova playing safe, has the hook back off cooldown, fourth. Positioning bottom, we get a bit of a rotation. Acid Rain, I think, has Coil, or Orb actually, going to look for fourth in the trees. He needs to go for a TP right now. Acid Rain going to hunt, has the lift. Does he get it in time? Yes, he does. It's a stolen Reality Rift. The silence from Marshall. They get vision with this Sprout. They actually throw Camel Farmer inside the Sprout, but he can still hit beyond that. Pulling back in Acid Rain. He needs just a little bit more damage. It's not going to be enough. Fourth is gone. Dies to Camel Farmer, and the rest of the team, as I guess, taking some advantage of that space. It was 4 heroes that eventually showed up bottom. Vico gonna TP in. Marshall wanted a kill. Wanted the ward. So they hit a power spike and another smoke coming through from Mississippi. They want to continue the aggression. Look for another fight, but I don't think they want to approach the triangle. All of Moozy sitting defensive position on the triangle right now, just waiting for a hero to show. Who's the first target for the hook? Acid Rain still sitting to the side. Reality Rift actually nice for getting outside of the cogs. Bulljax still at threat. Orb stolen yet again by Acid Rain. Honestly, even better. Still no movement. Camel Farmer mid is going to jump in, but I don't know. It's just like you're not really going to hook into that. I don't really have too many ways to start this fight, as they are going to get dewarded. CB doesn't want to get caught by this coil, or I keep calling it coil, I don't know why. Caught by the orb. As Bulljax is able to deward. 3-7, guys. Come on. I want to see some fights. Nobody wants to get aggressive in this game anymore. Everyone playing it safe. We don't fight like we used to. I think Corpse is actually going to rotate for those two. They had vision. A nice ward placement by Nova actually is going to get him a hook, but the orb is just too strong. What a great game for Rubik. All your counters. No, I mean, you steal one spell. And you're safe. This Bulljax is going to go for another D-ward. I think he's actually seen the Observer, but looking very dead now as Nova's going to run him down. They pull in Acid Rain, get a stun. Macro Fire used. Not going to be able to kill Bulljax. Getting locked down there. They get a coil on a Camel Farmer. At the same time, bringing down Nova, who's caught in the middle of this. Marshall uses the silence on the clock. They go for the Omni Slash, but it goes mostly to Creeps. Fume misses out on a lot of damage. They need a stun for fourth, but it's not going to happen. Still on 10-second cooldown for Camel Farmer on the Boundless Strike. They don't have vision on the Monkey right now. And they actually didn't get rid of the Sentry that Bulljax had placed on the way over here. So really, what we started this to accomplish has failed. So we got 2 kills, 3 kills total. The same D-ward gonna happen. Acid Rain finds that Observer. But it's something for something for a Moozy team. It kind of started to stagnate. They just need PMA. Give them a little bit more time. BKB on its way. And even then, feels like he's going to have issues knocking heroes down in this game. But we'll see with fourth getting a little bit more involved in these fights. It might be okay for PMA without a blink or something to just walk into Roshan. Does have the ulti up, so it might be an option very soon. I think he basically can do that with the Rosh. Or do that with the BKB. Camel Farmer going for the same item, and Fume is working on the Shard. Decent add-on there. Decent pickup for the Juggernaut. But still, not looking like there's a lot of places to go for Moozy. Acid Rain, Force Staff mid, that's such an easy steal every time. Actually didn't get the coil. Alright, god damn it! He didn't get the orb. Phase Shift, maybe not as good, but you'll still take it. It's a defensive spell. Combo break, fourth. Target for now, I think he's actually walked underneath an Observer. He's actually been spotted by Camel Farmer here, who's maybe thinking about jumping forward. CB, at the same time, is going to spot both of these wards. He doesn't know they're smoking. Right here at the exact same time, CB is gone. Did not have a shot. Essentially rotated down to tank a gank that fourth had already dodged.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah. PMA. Not a lot of ways to get into this fight. I think here's where we're really going to see the issue as he gets silenced up. Camel Farmer misses on this stun, I think. He really didn't even need to use BKB as my camera is now stuck moving to the right. We fixed it. Mid-fight, fourth Lingus with the hook In the middle of that, they lock in the Jug. What a hook from Nova. Locks in the Juggernaut. I think that actually guaranteed them the kill. Nova stuck in the middle of the Monkey Ring is actually going to die there to Marshall. The Treants finishing him off. An orb from Vico catches out Bulljax, and Marshall trying to TP away gets silenced up. They found the fight they needed. They killed off Jug first. They got on top of Camel Farmer in the middle of the ring. They lose fourth. Your Lingus Acid Rain is trying to make his way out, has the orb stolen again, goes for the TP, and I think he's going to get it. Acid Rain is just stolen a kill out from the noses of Moozy. And it's suddenly 9-11. Never forget. Mississippi only up by 1K. I think it's essentially tied. But we're really seeing the net worth difference and what PMA is adding to the Moozy squad. In terms of net worth, as we have another hook from Nova. He wants to get vision inside of the Roche pit, but Roche is not very low yet. Have the rocket flare. He's going to have to find some kind of angle that actually lets him hook a core here. Because I think if he misses a core, it's just Camel Farmer with the Boundless Strike, guaranteeing the Aegis pickup, jumping in his PMA, goes in on the backside. The stun from Bulljax way off to the side, actually, as they want to jump in. Nova still looking for the hook. Can they actually finish off first? They do! PMA has picked up the Aegis. He got the kill as well. They bring down Fume yet again, and a double stun finds Marshall and Camel Farmer. Camel Farmer turning this around with a great monkey circle in the middle of the Roche pit. They lost Nova and CB. Nova basically killed off the Roshan, then had nowhere to go. But it's a buyback from Fume, which is essentially just a second death for him. I guess he can go back to farming a lot quicker, but still a lot of gold lost on the core. It's a lot further along towards that Scotty before that fight started. It's underneath a 1K gold lead again, where nobody really wants to take control of this game yet. It's still pretty close. PMA getting strong, showing us he can indeed get kills, not get kited. I think he found Acid Rain in that fight, right? Two, 3, and 60. Maybe he didn't. Maybe Acid Rain actually lived. It's a weird stun for Bulljax, so I think he was just trying to protect his core, maybe assuming PMA had a blink or something. Not quite up yet. Nova is going to run top. I think he's going to get a D-ward too if he actually spots this. And dude, that's such a feels bad neutral creep, just disabling your cleave. It's definitely a feels bad moment there. Camel Farmer thinking about jumping forward. Tree Leaf is going to give him a little bit more vision. But still, it seems like Moozy's okay with giving up this tier 2 for now, the way they're positioning. As we go top lane, they're going to TP back, look for Fume. Remember, they lost the Aegis here. Without an eggs on Vico, or actually, it's not even the eggs anymore, it's the talent. Without the level 25 Vico, they can't really go on Juggernaut, as they rotate back. Acid Rain, able to finish a TP. They jump forward onto 4th tier Lingus, and I think this is the easiest pick on the way out here, as Marshall can just TP back. Camel Farmer at the same time just TP to the tier 2 and left forward. Nova might be the next target here. They think there's a clockwork, but I don't think they know. Camel Farmer actually looking for more, but he's got to be careful how aggressive they want to get. If you get anywhere near PMA, can turn this around. Still not a blink on the Sven. He's actually just gone BKB into Assault Cuirass. Actually should help his teammates out quite a bit. A monkey circle. Maybe looking for a hook. Camel Farmer sitting in the trees. Then hook from Nova does connect, but I don't know if they can actually lock in the Monkey King. Again, there's not a blink. on PMA. They just have to back off instead. He's got Cogs plus 4 staff. Maybe needs to think about using it soon. Gets a nice Cogs up to the high ground, but I don't think it's going to be long enough. They got the lift from Acid Rain. They have another Silence. Camel Farmer can finish off the Clockwork. And what started with a nice hook, the rest of the team just can't back up. PMA can't get that far. And now he might just drop instead. He's got BKB. Plus the Aegis, I think he's actually going to be fine. And they can't kill him quick enough. 2,500 HP. Just another 35 armor to get through. The AC being up. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a blink. Or something along those lines. I don't know if it's still the eggs pick up, but thinking about TVing in. These Marshals, they look back towards Roshan. Aegis gonna tick away another 40 seconds. And still not wanting to go high ground is Mississippi. PMA really wants this mid-tier 1, as we have not seen Moozy get enough might to actually take this tower. PMA running in with a stun, gets a bit of damage in the Monkey King, but a stun from Acid Rain. Again, this Aegis gone in 20 seconds. They see that the hook, Monkey King through the ice path, is actually going to stun him up. PMA dies before the Aegis expires, so he will come back once in this fight. As he comes back, he's able to pop BKB. Fume stuck in his own Sprout here. I don't know how, but PMA got outside of the Sprout. Actually, he goes for a stun into Fume, but I don't think he wants to fight this. They get a leash and a root on Marshall. The coil is going to lock him in on a lot of damage now. In the Fume, Omni Slash pop, but it's mostly on a PMA. He can tank a lot of this damage, go for a spin on top of him. Now the Shard is up on Fume. He can get a little bit more, but I think he's just going to have to back off. PMA tanking a lot of that. We kind of saw Fourth on the backside get involved. Didn't really get a kill. But now the tier 1 is looking very unhealthy and is in fact going to fall. Camel Farmer thinking about jumping a little bit further. They see that Fourth is low, and Camel Farmer wants to push this Noe. I thought he was going to jump forward a little bit more. Put caution to the wind. He is about half HP, but with the Jug healing, goes back to fold. Now Nova looking very dead if he shows on the wave here. Why does my camera keep getting stuck like that? Weird.
Missing middle.
Top lane, we've seen this movie before. Not really much for Nova to do there. It's like the hook in. And PMA is going for Satanic. It's working out either way, I guess you could say. The DOS, I just remembered this. CB gonna get stunned. They want to chase for the Treant, and I think they are gonna get rewarded with a kill. And again, not too hard for them to get kills at this point in the game. Marshall just a quick TP in behind. How is this game this close? This far in, 28 minutes. Mississippi still looking like they're in control slightly, but it's been on a needle so far. Very much could go either way, even at this point.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Team 13, I guess PMA starting to fall off just a bit. Mississippi still building up somewhat of a lead here. Bulljack's going to look Some kind of vision Camel Farmer with the BKB up once to get more, but they've seen him with an orb. They can get a stun and a Camel Farmer. It would be a great opening. Fume running off to the side. They didn't want to quite commit.
The seeds of fortune.
It's like, why commit when there's a DD sitting in the river? At the same time, you could pick up the DD and then go back in the fight. They just need vision on Camel Farmer, though. That could be a disaster waiting to happen if they just cut over the tree and Camel Farmer is stunned for that 4 seconds, or however long it is, I can't remember. 4 seconds. Potentially blocked by BKB, but looking for a stun. PMA sees Camel Farmer off to the side. They still don't want to go for an initiation here. Get a D ward. I don't know how PMA was outside of that stun from Bulljax, but apparently was not inside the AoE. And I think they actually didn't smoke underneath the ward. Their Camel Farmer going to get stunned up, but he's jumped first. They need to cut down the tree. They do. PMA with the ulti. BKB. They get on top of Camel Farmer, pull him back in with the CK. The ulti comes out from fourth. They go back on the Bulljax. They've got the Monkey King Camel Farmer dead, and a lot of the damage is gone. And Fume is going to try and eke this out with the Omni Slash. Maybe he can get fourth. He does. With the Silence coming back in as Vico. He's already committed the spin, and PMA still with the ulti is fighting it out. The Silence, they wants to kill PMA, but he's just life-stealing his way through this. Marshall is aided by the buyback of Bulljax and Camel Farmer, who jumped back in to kill off CB, and I don't think PMA can take this any further. Ulti on cooldown, it's over, but they spent a lot here. Couple of buybacks on cooldown as Vico is going to get more vision. Can they actually lock in Marshall to the side? PMA's on top of him again. They dies to the Vico in a double kill. Bulljax was just a little bit too close. Vico spotted him and gets the kill. Onto the Jakiro. PMA is immediately into the Roshan pit. And a 1,000 net worth advantage. Now for Moozy. A fight goes their way, and immediately it's Roshan. And still no tier 2s for their squad yet, but I mean, every time they've been able to get the Aegis, still not giving up one to Mississippii. And this one definitely a lot cleaner than the first fight they had around their Rosh pit, but can they turn that into a high ground push? I think without the tier 2s being down, it might not be able to go high ground, but we'll see what the next objective is. Is it going to be a fight? Potentially. Is PMA going to run forward here? Still not looking for some kind of gap close. I guess the spider legs he's still fine. The 4-step forward, I think that was maybe his own, actually. Acid Rain gets a little tripped up there. Dies to PMA, CB, and Nova in tandem. Probably really just wants to get vision on this too. As you can tell, fourth bottom lane is life-stealing his way through this. Marshall barely survives. In comes PMA. There's no fear at all. They find Camel Farmer inside the Monkey Ring. They get on top of him immediately. Monkey King is melting to the right clicks of PMA. He's just popped the ulti. Mask of Madness. He's gone. Satanic Use. Bulljax is the next target. He's going to survive for a little bit. The stuns. As PMA is going to look for Marshall. No, I don't think so. Marshall actually left this fight and then TP'd back in. The spider leg's just not close enough. And Marshall is going to get away with this. Very close to PMA. But really showing how much he can carry a game on the Sven. Not getting kited. Just keeping it simple, knowing what targets are important. They kill off Camel Farmer. Basically, every single fight PMA is just running at that monkey. Might actually be why the AC is such a big pickup this game. Serene Bulljax blinking in. Vico gets a 4-staff out. Did not want to mess with Vico at all. Did Acid Rain. Paid that price earlier. Marshall really still with nowhere to go. We get a TP back from Nova. This counter we were talking about earlier in the game to Nature's Prophet. They might be able to bring him down on the way back out, but still they're losing tier 3s. It's going to be a slight base race situation as Nova is going to look for some hero on the way back out. Wants to keep vision on Fume as Marshall is going for the TP away. Might be able to finish this actually. As the melee creeps have spotted Nova. And it's not going to be a trade at all. In fact, they've just healed up to tier 3. And they played it safe. It's an entire lane of racks gone. To really no counterplay from Mississippi. They can get a little bit of damage into this tier 3. But of course, with CB on the tree end, easily able to heal this back up. Mississippi may be realizing the game state now. It's slipping away from them. Down a Rax. Down 8k. They need to find a fight. It's a 4-man smoke to initiate. Vico, I don't think he's been spotted in the trees. It might be a great initiation if they can just find a stun. They see CB with the scan. They know he's in the river. CB looking very dead right now. Gets stunned by Acid Rain. The spin. He's actually gotten a 4-staff away. They're going to have to commit more than they wanted. Another 4-staff for CB is Camel Farmer not wanting to initiate. He doesn't want to show PMA where he's playing. The BKB not out yet for PMA. Still trying to find a target. Back into a Cogs. PMA is stuck inside the Cogs. The mistook from Nova really is going to end up punishing them as there's the 4-staff out. They get a coil onto Acid Rain. I think Vico still found the first kill of this fight. They get a stun onto Marshall. Marshall caught out now by PMA. Dies. Acid Rain has spent his buyback coming back to the shrine. Has a lift potentially for Vico. The phase shift stolen again. Out comes Omni Slash mostly onto PMA, but there's the Aegis used. The Roshan advantage comes into play as Camel Farmer. This is, I believe, his dieback if he goes down here. Caught by PMA. He's gone to the Daedalus. Fume is trying to make his way out. He's got the healing ward next to him. He can leave that to his side because PMA just going to kill him with the right clicks. It doesn't matter how much he's healing or can he actually survive this. The misses from the Elven Tunic. He's surviving just for now, but the stun from PMA locks him in. A 2k crit will seal the life of the Juggernaut, and a hook again after the reality lift. Marshall is just getting deleted. It's the full 5-man wipe from Moozy. Even after a couple of buybacks, we'll call it the 7-man wipe. Camel Farmer spent his buyback in the last fight. A complete disaster.
Top tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Mississippi might just be looking down the barrel of a 2 racks disadvantage now as Bulljack's a little bit outside the fountain. Is going to tank a lot of damage to the orb. The rocket flare from Nova after the E-Blade is just enough damage to kill Bulljax in the fountain that can get the tier 2 and maybe even look for Megas here. They're not going to try and end the game. They're just going to try and get the Megas. It's another 50 seconds without Marshall and another 30 without Bulljax. There's not a lot of buybacks available as we can actually pull up that status. No buybacks available even. It's going to be soon for Camel Farmer, but still on cooldown. We'll see how aggressive they want to get. They want to defend this, or is it on to game 2? And the BO2s, there's not really much to lose by just letting the first game run long. Seeing if you can make a comeback, but now with Megas, I don't think they have too much of a chance. They're going to try and give it one more fight, and yeah, PMA making a call, realizing, yeah, they're going to try and give it one more fight, guys. Let's just back off. We have the Megas advantage. Play this risk-free, which is not the thing I want to be saying in the middle of the regular season. We want to see more fights, more chaos, risks taken, but we don't see it in this game. Still up by 25k. I don't really think they lose too much by backing off there. Huge buyback advantage too. But there is buyback available for Camel Farmer, and I think he's going to save this time. Alongside, just going to go for a fight. They know they have the buyback on the monkey, so they might try. If they get a kill here, especially if it's on the PMA, could be a turning point. I don't know if they're going to out-carry PMA at this point, but they see Camel Farmer in the trees. The root, he gets the circle off, but the stun, he's able to beat KB. They're losing Bulljax. Nova is getting caught in the middle of this, can't get Cogs off, gets a 4-step away, still surviving with this gem as Fume He's able to get off, well, Omni Slash. I don't think he has eggs yet. The stun on the fort, just going to turn around. Pop BKB, go for a little bit of life steal. Down goes Fume. The hook just misses. Splits the uprights there. Does Nova, but the right clicks on the Camel Farmer is going to be enough. No! Vico's actually going to make this last longer. Doesn't want to give the kill to fourth. PMA is just going insane in the background. So we don't really catch him for that fight, but he killed off Bull Jackson. Well, game one is going to go to Moozy. I mean, we were on a knife's edge for a majority of that game, I believe. And Moozy is able to pull it out. PMA, I think, showing a lot of strength there, especially playing the strength core would make sense. But to game two we go. And I think be interesting to see if we get any respect bans. I don't know if this Sven was really that bannable. They probably just need to draft around him more. PMA having a very nice game. They really couldn't kite him. We've seen RTZ struggle with the Sprouts and To Nature's Prophet on the Sven, but PMA dealing with it just fine. Maybe showing RTZ how it's done. No, not actually. RTZ plays against better players, but you can see what I mean. Anyway, whew. How's everybody else's Saturday? Hopefully it was good. And we're all chilling out now. We're all just vibing Saturday night watching League of Legends. Pretty beautiful day here in Chicago. Nice weather. Went for a walk. Went for a run. Ran a couple errands. Pretty boring day, honestly. Had to prep for tonight's matches that I actually didn't do any prep at all. And by prep, I mean, I guess I could count playing a bunch of pubs today as prep. Probably doesn't count, but you know, it gets me into what's good right now, at least in the solo scene. I don't know if it's really going to give me much knowledge into the lad scene. You guys need to stream the scrims more often. Yeah, my voice is dying. Why are you offline?
What?
You should get in the lobby.
Okay, yeah.
You're offline on Steam. You're offline on Discord.
Yeah, what could you do?
Why is your name Hobby Lobby?
Oh, this is my Smurf.
What? Dude,
Yeah.
all you tryhards and your Smurfs.
Nice.
Hobbs is the reason why I get put into these super imbalanced rank games.
Nice.
Lobby full, Hobbs. Hurry up.
Yeah, it's just taking forever to load.
It's no big deal. I can just stream it in Discord. Anyway, you missed a barn burner. Not really. It was actually kind of a slow game. It's actually a pretty slow game. I think that this patch is like very much laning stage oriented until the 10-minute mark. And so we get very slow games until somebody decides to rotate. Especially if the lanes are more defensive. Are you in the lobby yet?
Yeah, it's my game just loaded in. What's the password?
Uh, Lands, the usual.
Can you invite me? Oh, there we go. Nice.
Anyway, Hobbs, how was your Saturday going?
Uh, I've been having ear problems, but I'm good.
Like all day or like longer?
Uh, I fucking here. Give me a second to plug in my computer so it doesn't lag.
Are you a laptop gamer, Hobbs? Does sound like you're a laptop gamer. Anyway, haven't seen aggressively PMA on the spin too much, but it does seem like something he's pretty comfortable with. Only 45% win rate in esports matches. But he's got a 64% win rate with spin in regular matches.
I'm back.
Dude, aggressively PMA like doesn't play at all.
Pretty good, I think. Um,
Unless he plays on a Smurf. He probably just plays on a Smurf.
isn't he kind of low ranked? Why would he have a Smurf?
He's 2300.
What's the
Radiant
point of
team
smurfing
ban.
then?
Bro, you're like low ranked.
I'm ranked like
Dire team
400,
ban.
dude.
Well, you're I don't know. It's not that high. There's still 400 people that have better reasons
Radiant
to
team
have a
ban.
Smurf than you do.
Dire team ban.
True. And most of them are professionals.
Why aren't you, Hobbs? You haven't even won lads yet, bro. You gotta start
Uh,
small.
actually, I have. Well, I've had an interesting couple weeks. That's
10
all I'll
seconds
say.
Radiant remaining. Team pick.
Okay. Well, then you're kind of like cock blocking. What the fuck? You can't just say I had an
Uh,
interesting couple weeks and that's it.
I'll tell you. Well, I'm just responding to an important message right now.
10
What the fuck
seconds
is these
remaining.
people's picture?
Lads
5
admins are
seconds
corrupt or
remaining.
this dude like drinking coffee. I don't think it's gay porn.
Dire team
Isn't
pick.
he sucking a dick?
No, I think it's Mississippii and it's like supposed to be a play on that or something.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with sucking dick. It was just abrupt. Oops.
Well, I
10
never
seconds
insinuated that there
remaining.
was. But I think it has to do with their team
5
name, I would
seconds
assume.
remaining.
Anyway, we get a tree game again, which means Hobbs. We might get a boring first 10 minutes again. Dude, this hero needs to be banned from Dota. We need more like maybe we should all play Diablo Immortal. I heard that game's great.
I've heard it's good too.
Dire team
No
pick.
flaws.
The sack.
Only Dota. Copy the pay to win style. I think we might have a better game. Last Trax I could pick though was actually banned last game. I think in the second stage, might have been the first stage though. Bulljack's going for it earlier.
10
Did
seconds
not
remaining.
mark the win correctly, actually. So now
5 seconds
I have to
remaining.
go in here and mark the win.
Radiant
And
team
this is
pick.
completely outdated. Hold on one sec. Anyway, Hobbs, you talk about the draft. Why?
Abaddon, Flesh seems like Abaddon is a good hero. I don't necessarily know if this is like particularly responsive to
10
String Out
seconds
Protector.
remaining.
Um, but I do know that
5 seconds
Abaddon is
remaining.
trending up. I don't know if Lush is a great first phase hero because there are a lot of things that are like good enough.
I think the Lesh is still fine. I think Lesh also fits in a couple of different roles as well, so it might be
Radiant
just a
team
support
ban.
hero that they can kind of
Legion
put
Commander.
into different areas.
Dire
Especially
team
if they're
ban.
gonna pick up like a Jakiro again, they can start to draft around like a very push-oriented lineup. But we've seen Mississippi bounce back in game twos a couple of times, or at least both times they played this season. I think they have lose game one,
10
win game
seconds
two.
remaining. 5 seconds
See
remaining.
if the adjustments continue, but a late Abaddon pick into a Legion Commander for aggressively PMA.
Radiant team ban.
Anything else to add, Hobbs?
I don't think Legion is a good pick into West Track Abaddon.
No, never mind. Mississippi 2-0'd Boring Zone a week ago.
10
Yeah,
seconds remaining.
doesn't Burning Zone kind of suck?
5 seconds remaining.
They won one once. They won one Toilet Jorg.
Oh, I
They've
mean, I
gotten
guess
2-0'd
they
a
could be
couple
good, but
times.
they're one of those teams that got like put together by admins. So like,
They're
Dire
3 and
team
5.
ban.
all right, so they probably have a better record than me, I think.
Actually, they're playing right now. Did they win game one? They won game one of the series that is being played right
Nice.
now, and we don't have another caster for it.
Rip. Um, well, I
10
found out I'm
seconds
autistic.
remaining.
That was part of this week.
Oh,
Um,
I think. Well,
5
like
seconds remaining.
you didn't just like always think that, or like have
no, I've kind
suspicions.
of always thought I might be autistic,
I mean,
but it was very clear this week.
I mean,
And so that was interesting.
you got to this point in your life being autistic, so like nothing's holding you back.
I mean, it's like yes and no. I mean, it's not necessarily holding me back because like I'm one of the more like the idiot savant type.
Radiant team ban. Dire
Not
team
that
ban.
autistic people are idiots,
Well,
but
I mean that's not necessarily the two things that conflate. But I don't know. Ob seems like he's pretty smart. Does play Tidehunter, but yeah, it's a little weird.
well, I like for
10
example,
seconds remaining.
I realize I need to start listening to music when I play competitive Dota,
5 seconds remaining.
because actually
Radiant
the number
team
one
pick.
factor between me dropping from 7K to 6K in a couple of weeks or in a couple of days was
Common.
forgetting to listen to music.
You think
I
that's number
actually,
one factor?
yeah, that was the only, like, that was the main variable. And then because when I started listening to
10
music again, I
seconds
climbed
remaining.
up in a week. Uh,
5 seconds remaining.
like,
Interesting. So if you want to beat Hobbs, take away his music access.
well, also make me play be captain because I just like fucking don't like dealing with people.
Aren't you like an
And I also,
RA or something? That's like your entire.
yeah, but they're children. It's different. I don't like really, I
All
don't really
these.
like
You
dealing
think
with adults.
people and lads aren't children?
Yeah, exact. No, but they're adults, so they like think that their
No, they're
childish
not,
behavior.
bro. The
They're no,
average
no, no. They're not.
age of lads players is like 20, I bet.
I mean, they're adults, so they've learned
Bro, we
to
have different
treat their
definitions of adults.
no, they literally are adults, but they because they have like the more you live as an adult, the more you're like, oh, like adults just like a lot of them just retain a lot of childish behaviors. And
Radiant
like
team
lads
pick.
people, there are a lot of like incel adjacents. And this is like no flame to like I would say like the
See,
70% of lads people who are
like,
like cool.
I don't think they're that much incel. I've seen worse incel
It, it,
communities.
it, it it's it
I
it's
don't
not
think
that
it's
lads
that much.
people are incels, it's that they're
10
incel
seconds
adjacent.
remaining.
So that a lot of them are like
I mean, that's
just
kind of
like
Dota
5
too, my dude.
seconds
yeah,
remaining.
yeah. No, no, that you're right on the money. Like it's not necessarily flame. Like I'm an incel adjacent. I've spent a lot of time with like incel adjacent people. It's just like the reality of being people who play lots of video games. uh,
It
like
doesn't have to be.
oftentimes, yeah. But regardless, like lads people are like kind of incel adjacent in general, and they're also like a lot of them are adults who have sort of like childish behaviors like most adults, but then it's like the circle jerking, and the unwillingness to admit that
Dire
they have like
team pick.
these sort of childish
Forge in
behaviors,
combat.
etc. And but
I mean, I
regardless,
think you're just describing like most adults when they compete, or like,
yeah, I
because
don't
like
think it's
nobody
particularly
has like any
specific to
fucking clue
lads.
what they're doing. I think.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
mean,
I
we're all
think you're
just
spot on. Uh, I think I
5
think
seconds
what
remaining.
happens is sometimes you just find a particular brand of it, like you just don't have the energy for it. And I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff,
Radiant
so it's like
team
I don't really
ban.
have the energy for it.
pretty good. This is
Bloodseeker
the
Bloodseeker is a
Hobbs.
good
This is
response to
not a
Void.
Dota cast. This is definitely a Hobbs therapy stream.
Oh my god, dude, I don't. No,
Dire team
uh,
ban.
Now, therapy is good, mate. Everybody should
no.
seek therapy. Emo.
Therapy is good. I mean that there's a lot of people in lads who should get fucking therapists. Um, I don't. Bloodseeker is like a pretty good pick here. I do think that this Dire team they kind
10
of
seconds remaining.
lacked sort of they kind of had a
5
tricore
seconds
lineup
remaining.
with no like clear way to do anything. So I think that they kind of need more of they need I don't want them to go for a tricore again. If they have a tricore, they have like it's just gonna be awkward because they have like very little ways to fight into Treant Alt and Phoenix Egg. I do guess the Abaddon is like quite good against Treant because you can dispel a
I'm
lot
kind
of
of
this important
surprised
spells.
Bulljax isn't just banning the tree, honestly, I guess. You know, it's just something CB is comfortable on. PMA just wants to run. And now they've gotten like another decent combo with it.
I mean, I do think that this trio of LC
Radiant
Phoenix
team ban.
Tree
Dire
is
team ban.
like can be has a
Deadly?
lot of natural synergies, but it's also like kind of awkward because like LC has like kind of short cooldowns and the other two heroes have long cooldowns. Other two heroes are kind of defensive and Phoenix and
10
LC is
seconds
kind of
remaining.
offensive. Um,
5 seconds remaining.
and Dire doesn't really have like the same cooldown issues. So they're relying on this Void Spirit to sort of press the tempo with the LC, which is going to be difficult because the
Radiant team pick.
Void is playing against a Bloodseeker, so you can't just sort of free ball. Um, and I know Hume really likes Bloodseeker, which is sort of
10 seconds
exciting, I
remaining.
guess. I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
What do you think of the Bloodseeker into? I guess it's okay into Phoenix, I think, but like Legion
Yeah,
Commander as well.
it's actually
Dire team pick.
it's like
Let's
quite
kick.
good against um yeah, it's just like quite good against a lot of their heroes. Um, I think Legion, like you can kind of get dueled down, but like the Bloodseeker, the way you
What
kind
do
of
it?
play it,
You may now
you just kind
select your
of run
heroes.
around like a headless chicken a lot of the time, and they don't have necessarily have a ton of like they have like ooh, that's a good pick. Kind of. Let me think. Pretty good. They don't like have great control for Marshall. But with like Bloodseeker, you kind of run around, and if they don't have like great like reliable stuns, it can be kind of awkward. And I do think that the Pangolier is like addresses a lot of the issues they seem to have last game. The, the way they're kind of gonna want to play the fights either is like just sort of ball out around the Leshrac. There's gonna be like a big dummy who has a lot of like protection, and then they're gonna get low, and Fume's gonna clean people up.
Expecting a lot of work done by Fume then, it seems.
Yeah.
High expectations.
I don't honestly like most of the people in this lobby are good people, which is like even like it's not just that they're good people, they're like people who I don't find annoying. There are a lot of people who I find annoying in lads who are like I'm like, okay, you're probably a good person. Um so it'll be fun to watch because I'm annoying.
Prepare for
Because you're
battle.
annoying.
Yeah, I'm definitely annoying, dude.
Dude, that sounds like some self-hatred.
It's not self-hatred. I just like, you can think about yourself in the abstract and be like, yeah, I'd be annoyed by,
Sound
you
strategy.
know, I'm,
Nah, that's definitely self-hatred, bro. You gotta think about where it's coming from.
故其其如风起时，令侵略如
nah,
火，
I'm
独山南
vibing,
之如
dude.
鹰
Don't
斗不可
worry.
震。故其其如风起时，令侵略如火，
Mm.
独山南之如鹰斗不
I'm
可震。
seeing red.
Knowing is only something that other people can think about you, right? If you could clone yourself, Hobbs, would you hang out with yourself?
Probably not for extended periods of time.
Really?
My personality type is one that does not mesh
30
well with
seconds to battle.
itself.
I guess you are a bottom, so that would make sense.
Yeah, and also when I'm around people I I kind of just want to motor mouth, and I'm not very good at controlling it. About like things that I'm like find interesting. So like when I'm watching Dota, for example, like
The battle
I usually
begins.
Run.
get like bored by play-by-play, and I just want to like rant about like strategic decisions like made or not made.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like a different format.
yeah, and
You gotta
so
make
like
your own show, dude.
I get that it's like not necessarily what most people are interested to in, and so like it's also not necessarily like I'm interested in like the same thing at like any given moment. But like if I were to watch myself, if I were to talk to myself, it would just be like pretty okay. I think they could have killed Acid Rain there.
I don't think they needed another stun, and in fact, Acid Rain might have just helped. Yeah, he just gave him the
Radiant's
kill.
courier
Was
has
that
been
worth it?
killed.
It's a killing a courier is like 200 gold, and he kind of had no resources, so it's worth just dying.
Guys,
Because
walk to
if you
lane,
think
throw a
about it,
couple of stuns.
he was like, I think him going behind the tower was a mistake to begin with. Is they're like versus double melee.
Range creep gonna be huge. PMA misses it. Classic, but he is playing Wraith King this game instead of this Sven. Couple of melee heroes. CV, of course, on the Treant. Marshall, Pango, Acid Rain, Venge. After having the
Well,
classic Rubik.
one thing I've noticed is that like this is like a pet peeve of mine. A lot of people overvalue range creeps.
Rest easy, Treant.
Like
I shall
like
protect the
if you
forest
watch like a
peace.
lot of like immortal players, they'll just like feed to try and secure a range creep.
I think that's because they just get tunnel visioned.
Yeah, it's like the reason why like the first I mean the reason why range creeps are like valuable is because you get like well
That's
you get
fucking
specific
XP, mate.
level timings. You get specific like it's not just like XP because like Dota it's it's like power spikes. So like not all levels are equal, right? Like
Yeah, but the most consistent one, I would say, is level 1 to level 2 for like most
yeah,
heroes. Is a
exactly.
decent
So
spike.
so like the first range creep is like giga important, and then the range creeps that set up um your levels whoever gets level 6 first is often very significant.
I mean, if you can stay consistent with denials too, it actually can give you like, mid lane especially, like a full level advantage or something if you get like 2 or 3 in a row.
I
It
mean, I
adds
think
up.
it's definitely like incredibly important, but it's not it's less important than like dying. And so like if you watch like people, they like overthink things and they try and
Radiant's
secure
courier
range
has been
creeps that they're
killed.
like not strong enough to fight for, when actually you often just want to like bait the enemy team to push the lane into you so that you equalize the lane and then you just like farm into a win con. Um, that's like the difference between like a very good pause five, like a very good 1-5 duo and like
Dude,
a
Hobbs' therapy
mediocre
session
one.
is in order. Garda is right. Alright,
Oh
Hobbs.
whoa.
Have you ever
Oh,
taken
oh my god.
the healthy gamer pledge as
Oh
PMA
my god.
dice?
Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, of course I did because I've gotten called
You
slurs
know, my
all the
liege,
fucking time I
I do
play
not put
Dota.
much stock in the vengeance game.
I mean, so
Today,
usually though, like
will
when
make an
somebody
exception.
just drops the N word, it's just like an immediate report and mute, because like I don't know, you can tell they're just like tilted and they just don't know what to say, so they're just gonna like say the thing that like they think gives them the most pleasure. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I just talk about my feelings, like, when I feel like it. And that's just, like, part of what I'm like. And I get that it annoys people. But it's not necessarily, like, I need
But like,
therapy.
well, I mean, therapy is like talking about your feelings, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I just, like, do that.
Yeah, but
For some
not in like a
people,
healthy way, right? Like the other people
no,
gotta
I
be
do that.
listening.
No, no, no.
You can't
Like, the
just
thing
talk
is, like,
about it to anybody.
I mean, it's true, but, like, the thing is, like, a lot of times people just like randomly like emotionally dumping about their feelings is like a sign that they need therapy. I just like talk about my feelings because I feel like it. It's not like not
I don't
there's no
think it's a
particular
sign,
catharsis.
but maybe like an
All right,
openness. It's
I
different
should talk
levels
about
of
the game.
relationship. No, I think, like I said, we got another tree end game, so it's gonna be pretty quiet.
It's it's I mean both
It's pretty
teams
quiet.
have like there are four defensive supports in the game.
Can
So
Camel Farmer kill mid? No.
he's I mean he is kind of crushing mid, especially if they rotate a support for the water rune. Or the rune. It looks like they should honestly converge. There should honestly be 6 heroes mid at 6 minutes. That's how important this next rune is going to be.
Vico gonna hunt for it early. Acid Rain with the stun. To delay it, it goes to Nova anyway with the DD. Acid Rain now might just drop to the mid laner. Vico being level 6 enables that kill. Camel Farmer is gonna try and be a little bit aggressive, but the ward's actually gonna spot him.
I mean, honestly, that's uh, like for Acid Rain, it's like very important he's on that rune. But it's like if you like, it's actually more important to deny the 6 minute rune. Uh, a support life is worth less than the 6 minute rune.
I mean, it went to Phoenix anyway. I guess it
Yeah,
would have denied it had he been there.
yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of just unfortunate that Camel Farmer went top lane instead. Couldn't actually do anything for the DD rune. Kind of just miss out.
Bro, Acid Rain is such a fucking help.
Radiant's middle tower is
If
under
he like
attack.
just run,
Nova
he's just
misses one fire spirit, but I think this is like this is kind of a feels bad ban for Phoenix just a little bit. There's a lot of heroes up here that can either purge what you're doing or just heal from it. Fume, of course, gonna pop a silence, and I think with the Sunray, they can actually finish off Fume as Vico rotates up. And again, we're finding some pace through Moozy squad's mid laner,
yeah.
Vico.
Radiant's middle
Void
tower
Spirit
is
seems
under
like the
attack.
natural hero for them to make
Radiant
movements
structures are
until LCU
fortified.
gets like Blink and or Blade Mail. Um, I think the compelling thing about like Acid Rain as a player is he's just like if you ever play against him, he's just like giga annoying all the time. And so like I think he does like
That's like
he ran
that's the sign of a good four player. Like that's his job, right? Like
What? Yeah.
I feel like
Well, I
most
mean,
4 heroes are like designed just to be annoying. Is Vico gonna try and find a reach room? Can't pick it up, gets stunned. Camel Farmer goes
that
for it
was
first.
really
Can they
nice by
keep him
Marshall.
locked in? They do!
Yeah, that was really well played by Marshall. Props to him. He got like a triple chain stun there.
He
Or
got,
like
I
three
don't know how
rolls.
he did it. He like rearranged him right next to the stairs so that he got the perfect timing for the roll.
And
It's a perma stun.
they were good, well coordinated about
Top lane,
not
they're going to
stacking their
jump at
stun.
CB, a couple of right clicks, enough to bring down the Treant, I think. They just need a little bit more burst from Marshall, but Marshall can't get it done, and nothing is off cooldown quite yet. The stun from Acerain finishes the job, but Vico gets some payback for the roll earlier. They find Marshall. Now PMA wants to continue to chase. They don't have an Aether Taunt, and so Acid Rain makes his way out.
I do get what you're saying that a lot of 4 positions are annoying heroes, but like uh not every like
Dual
4
mid lane, they're going to
position.
look for Bulljax, who still doesn't have level 6. Couldn't get the duel off, and I think Bulljax is still going to die, though. The phase boots from 4th run him down.
Like not everyone's like natural state of like foreplay is to, or that's awkward. Natural like position foreplay.
Stun PMA, top lane is going to get locked in, has a stun right back in the face of Acid Rain. The Skeletons might be enough to finish him off, but the Pango's actually making a decent amount of space right now. He doesn't actually have mana for his ulti. He needs about 30 more. He's just going to die. PMA gone, has to trade his life away, and again, Marshall is making some huge plays on the Pango. And we were talking earlier, Acid Rain dying, not that big of a kill, and especially when it gets you a kill into the Wraith King.
I mean, if you look at it, like Acid Rain
Oh
has
my god,
3
Bulljax just
death,
gets melted. The Sunray is going to finish him off. It's a level 4 press or overwhelming odds from 4th.
but he's like getting XP, which is like more important than dying.
He's level 6.
Yeah, like, and so that means, what's it,
I think they might just be able to dive with duel though, right? PMA is up here. Acid not too hard of a target, but they still don't want to get too aggressive. It's 4th, gets a couple of right clicks, and not actually getting back to duel.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
TP mid lane in from Phoenix. CB looking for a stun, gets the ulti out instead. Taunt launches up with Vico. He might actually die for this though, needs to be careful where he goes. So they eventually get to kill Vico, somehow picking it up. I think that was the ult charge that actually killed him. But Moozy is really looking to get on with this. Tier 1 top dead. Is Marshall going to try and repeat the act bot lane?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, Hobbs, like, I don't know. It seems like Moozy is a little bit ahead at this point. We're in the net worth,
yeah.
not really. CS not worthy, or not really, but
Well, I think, there was just sort of an awkward situation where they need to, I think they need to do, on Dire, they need to do a better job in identifying which core, which support needs to connect to, and how they need to do it, so that they don't just get, because they just made, like, the Radiant made 2 plays at once, and neither of them
Dire's
got
top tower
punished.
is under attack.
taking the tower, getting a kill.
Yeah, and killing mid with 3 heroes. So, like, Dota, in order to establish momentum, is all about equilibrium.
So it's actually 1-0 right now. Moozy won game 1. They fucked up and counted it wrong. I tried to like
Is under attack.
make it better. I don't know. Just Moozy won game 1. This is game 2. The 2 marks at least tell you that it's game 2.
Is under attack.
You can write something.
I like what Dire is doing. They've identified that they should just play
Ulti
with
from
the
CB
USA.
here. I don't think he's actually going to be able to kill Bulljax. No, he's actually just popped his own ulti. But tier 1 gone. That's a decent trade.
That's kind of what I'm worried about for Radiant, is that if they don't have items on Wraith King and they don't have Void, it's kind of hard for them to do anything if the enemy team supports their setup. Because the duel just gets counter initiated on. It's one of the reasons why Legion Commander is just like an awkward hero.
Dire are scanning.
Camel
Dire's
Like,
middle
Farmer
tower is
bot.
under attack.
Gonna try and push this in. CB wants to
I mean,
circle
if they
around.
try
There's a
and jump
slow.
him,
They can get a
they're
duel
just gonna get
potentially on a
big
Camel
ulted.
Farmer with the Blade Mail popped. He's gonna get taunted. Can't actually right-click Camel Farmer and will survive the entirety of the duel. The stun barely missing onto CB. Would have spelled his life, but now just a stalemate. And I think actually it's advantage for Mississippi, because they could just keep pushing here. They have the roll from Marshall. They want to continue, yeah, and they're rotating heroes down here, and I think Moozy has understood
Radiant's bottom
this fight
tower
is
has
over.
fallen.
It's a good call, though, I think. Rain gonna
Yeah.
pop the smoke. Nova stunned up. Probably not gonna want to use the ult here. Goes for it very late. Fourth can't actually stop this. Is gonna lose the egg. And unfortunately, I think, yeah, just the egg was slightly off. If he could have got it at the apex of the dive, would have been a little bit further
That was a
away.
great word. Apex Legends. Love some Apex content.
That, I just meant like apexes and like
Yeah, no, I know.
on the
I
point
know.
of the curve.
No, it was a good word. I like good words.
Oh, do you even play Apex Legends?
No, of course not.
What do
I'm
you
not a
play?
dork.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I read and I play Dota.
What do you read? Oh, mid lane. We're just
Well,
gonna. Okay,
what was I
Vico's dead.
reading? What did I book that? It was called Damas de Corazon, and now I'm reading what's it called? Antes de ser libres.
Are you trying to learn a language or something?
I'm not trying. I'm like pretty fluent
In what language?
in Spanish, and
Uh,
I'm like on the
nice.
6th grade in French.
6th grade. I mean, that still
Yeah,
seems pretty decent. I feel like that's more than like most Americans are at English.
true. Sad, but also true. Um, yeah, I think Radiant kind of doesn't know where to put their heroes and is kind of just running into Dire when they don't necessarily
Well,
have
the
a good
worst
way to
dual
make
target too.
plays.
They're gonna find Bulljack's Fume doesn't run up to the high ground. Otherwise, probably would have found a duel. His fourth is gonna get ruptured up. There's a silence here. Is able to pop a heal. Blade Mill if he wants to use it at the very end here. Marshall gonna get locked in with the ult from CB, and a very nice ult from CB. Locks couple of heroes in on the high ground for Mississippi, but still they want to take this fight. Marshall with the roll, they can't stop it now. There's a heal on the PMA. They want to make sure he has enough mana for this too. I'm going to die the first time. Out comes the ulti from the Phoenix just on the edge of this. They can still try and keep him inside of it, though. It's actually too far away for the Phoenix ulti. They find Bulljax. The stun not in time. They've killed off the Leshrac, I believe. No, he's actually still living in the middle of this. I thought he got dueled in the middle of that, but instead, I think it was Acid Rain. His fourth is
Yeah,
going to die at the exact same time, but he got the duel win.
I think Dire needs to be careful about playing around their Leshrac. Because if they overextend into the defensive ball without Leshrac pumping in his like what's it called? His ult, they're just gonna sort of run out of damage on Fume. Because Fume at the moment with the items he has, he's not really great at bossing up per se. He's more like a
Dire's top tower is under
cleanup
attack.
crew. Like the ideal fight is they either start on Leshrac, he gets saved, or they start with roll, and then I think it is ruptures this.
Dire
Yeah,
are scanning.
but if they let the enemy, if they like run into the enemy supports and let them cast their ults, the fight will be awkward.
Well, I was gonna keep me awake, bro. Gotta be up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. We got a Formula One race.
Nice.
Fucking early. I had to wake up early today too.
I did not have to wake up early today because I went summer break.
Of course. I mean, technically I didn't have to wake up early, but such is the life. Anyway, 2K gold lead for Mississippi. Might be actually the biggest they've had all series. It stayed essentially pretty even. They might have had a 4K in game 1, but I mean, as of this
Yeah.
moment, 2K on top. Again, did lose game 1. The mark is wrong, but Camel Farmer trying to turn this around. Looking for Bloodstone.
Radiant are
Still a
scanning.
little far ways away. Does fourth have blink yet?
I think if I were Dyer, I would not totally be happy with this game state, to be honest. Not because
Radiant's middle tower
not
is
because
under attack.
it's like I don't think they. I think the issue is I think they can really be blowing They had one awkward fight, but I think they can really be blowing the Radiant off the map if they sort of just plow through the center of the map with their Leshrac and their two save supports.
Oh, plus they have a lot of ways to take fights too with the Pango roll. Rupture seems
Yeah.
pretty strong in this game. Biggest fear is probably just the Phoenix Egg, right? And the tree ulti.
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom tower is under attack.
it's a really like it's if Marshall plays Rel, it's really hard to kill him when he has roll.
Dire's
They
bottom
don't
tower is under
jump him
attack.
initially, and they don't have any save supports. But I think Marshall's like he
Dire's
he's
bottom
like
tower is
he's
under
like
attack.
pretty good at the reading the game usually. I think he kind of struggles in other areas. Like
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think he kind of
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
does like
Dire's structures are fortified.
he can just be like too much a creature of habit.
Aren't all
Structures
humans
are
though?
fortified.
Like,
Yeah,
this
but
is
like
just what we are.
humans are creatures of habit, but you can be like a creature of too much habit.
I guess I think it all comes back to the tunnel vision. As we lose PMA the first time, he actually doesn't have the shard yet, but he's still gonna have plenty of mana. As there's a rupture, I believe. I didn't even see what it was on. Might have been on the quarry, but the Phoenix Egg is beautifully placed on the backside. Fume is gone to healing, as well as gonna keep Fourth alive for just a bit longer, because he didn't get a duel off in that fight. But they only lose one hero in the offlaner, and I think that was a brilliant egg by
So
Nova.
that's the 12 timing and the shard timing.
Ends up essentially elongating that
Dire's
fight
middle
enough
tower
for
is under
Fourth.
attack.
Do a little bit more. It sucks that he doesn't get the duel off, though. He's kind of stuck at 20 duel damage for the last 5 minutes or so. Kind of a slow game for the Legion Commander, but not something that can turn around later on. And of course, the higher the levels get into duel, the more damage you can win. But still 13-11.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Hobbs, who do you think is going to win at this very moment?
A tithe to the impurities.
Uh-huh. Probably Dire.
You still like? You
I
said the
think-
game state was bad for them, though.
I don't think it was bad. I just think if I were Dire, I think I wouldn't feel like comfortable.
Well, they feel comfortable trying to take Roche, and there's no contests because PMA is walking away. There's no blink into the pit either. I think they're just going to have to give this one up. It's dead.
Sean has fallen to the dark.
PMA walking
I think
outside.
they're
Camel Farmer gets
identifying
Aves.
what's causing them problems, which is
Dire's
like
bottom
mostly the
tower
egg,
has fallen.
and they have these like these trio. This really has this trio core of hard to engage on people.
Oh, it's not
Dire's
week
bottom
1. I
tower
don't know
is
why I
under
still have it
attack.
saying week 1 up there. It's like week 4, isn't it? Dude, there needs to be a longer break between lad seasons. I feel like we just ended.
Yeah, I think the thing is like a lot of lads peoples are just like
They
kind of
only play
addicted.
Dota.
Yeah, they're
I
kind
mean,
of addicted,
this is what
and
the
they're
pro
some
scene
of them
is
are also
too, but
like
they're all just like
Dire's top tower
soloing.
is under attack.
a lot of like lads are like just sort of gluttons for punishment.
I mean, you are too.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying this as like, not the best example of this.
You are the perfect example of this.
Yeah, dude. I spent
Dire's
I think
top
we're
tower
gonna get a
is under
couple of
attack.
TP spot lane. If they get a duel in the camel, it might be the jump they need. Blade Mail is up. They're looking for the duel. They get it. Blade Mail or the Bloodstone got off, so he is getting a little bit of healing here. We're looking for an egg in the background. The roll is doing a lot of work. Marshall continues to impose his pressure on this game as they try and get away now. Marshall is going to escape the stun from the egg. The silence just pushes them
okay,
back,
now
and
they
it's,
can't defend this tower. They shouldn't be able to defend this tower.
yeah, with egg gone.
It's they don't have duel for 40. How are they gonna start a fight? They have swap up still.
I
They
mean, a
should
nice, I mean, it's just easy reaction there from Camel Farmer, though. He just taps the Bloodstone. It's a lot of health back.
Bulljack Sama is
Radiant's
ready to
bottom
help
tower
him.
is under attack.
And of course, they have the
Dire's
swap,
top
too. It's
tower
just
is
so
under
hard to start a
attack.
fight like that when you're not finding the Avenge, when you're not
Radiant's
finding
bottom
Bulljacks.
tower has
They
fallen.
take the first tier, too. They want to go high ground, and of course, with the Aegis, I think this might be possible. Camel Farmer can, of course, push incredibly quickly. They're going to have to leave for
Dire's
now
top
as the
tower
creep
is
wave
under attack.
catches back up.
Dire's
Might be thinking
structures
about
are
going back
fortified.
mid.
I think they should. There's like no point to push that high ground. There's no way they're getting anything, and they're just giving the enemy team time to get back on the map.
Well, I think
They
Biko has been
should
trying to take
disperse.
advantage of that.
Yeah, they should disperse, farm, and hold their vision without showing too many heroes. So I
EG.
like the. They just need to like play with enough heroes around Lash so that he can boss up and control the map.
Is CB dead here? Camel Farmer's going to continue to look for this.
Yep,
Just
I think he's
connect on
dead.
the stun. Good stun at that, but I think CB's going to try and make his way out. Stun from Venge. Dude, it was close and a good attempt. It doesn't quite work out.
Yeah,
Marshall with the blink, thinking about rolling mid. Nice little regen in there too for Camel Farmer. A minute left on the Aegis. So they are going to push here. Go for another fight. Biko TPing into the back. They want to find, I think again, it's just you got to find Bulljacks. You got to find Asaray. Maybe get Marshall before he can get the roll off. But Mississippi really understanding how to position their heroes, I think. Just staying out in front of the heroes that have save. You know, Leshrac just sitting at the front with Aegis. They know they're strong. I think they're just going to try and go wipe the map of towers right now, honestly, is what it looks like Camel Farmer is up for.
Dire are scanning.
And we
yeah.
don't... Moozy hasn't done really anything to try and stop this. They have the Phoenix Egg now. They've given up 2 tier 2s.
I mean, it's like kind of goes back to this problem with the LC
Radiant's top
Treant
tower is under attack.
Nature's Prophet, or yeah, sorry, not Nature, Treant Phoenix
Radiant
Legion
structures
Commander.
are
Is that like
fortified.
this
Radiant's
duo,
top
like
tower is under
this
attack.
trio is like very cooldowny and like doesn't necessarily do anything if the enemy team doesn't run into your cooldowns.
True.
Dire's middle
Well, I think
tower is under attack.
if he does get an opening duel onto something like Avenge, I think that's probably the best target. And you could argue for Marshall too, but of course there's always the save. It's just so hard to commit onto a
But
Leshrac, commit onto
I
like...
mean, the those heroes are like really bad about against Lesh plus
Dire's
saves.
middle tower
What
is under
they've
attack.
been doing the whole game. Not I mean not the whole game, but a lot of the game. The fights for Radiant look very successful when they force a reaction out of Radiant and then they just save the Lesh without overcommitting their saves.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, we're gonna try and see Moozy take a fight without the Lesh being there as they go
Yeah.
for a smoke. I think this is kind of seen though. I don't know if this is gonna work. Because, I mean, Mississippi, what else could they be expecting right now? You look at where they're positioning. All in the triangle, sitting on the high ground. They find a DD, which is nice. Give that to Vico or give it to PMA. There's still no Roshan. Potentially up in 2 minutes, but they aren't going to find anything with this smoke Hobbs. And I don't think that's too
Yeah, I
surprising.
think it's a panic smoke because okay, you smoke and you miss, but they didn't have a ward to put down. So whenever you like do like a high commit smoke like that, you should always have a ward down because if you miss,
At least you're gaining something.
yeah, you're setting up for your next place.
That's a stun. PMA with a BKB gets a lot of damage into Acid Rain, but can't quite finish him off. Jumping forward is Vico, wants to get the Venge. Can't actually save himself, though. Acid Rain dead. Bulljax did all he could. Fourth running forward. Gets the duel off on to Marshall. And with the win, that'll be 40 damage as he was stuck at 20 for so long. But eventually gets the kill. Tips to Nova as Camel Farmer. They took the fight without the Lesh there, and it ends up working out. They might even be able to take a tier 2 if they want to continue pushing mid. But I'm not sure, Hobbs. Can they actually commit for this? They have a lot of heroes here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think
Dire's
their
middle
best
tower
hero
is
damage
under
hero is Wraith King with Vessel. I mean, sorry, not hero damage, like tower damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't have skeletons up. I think they'll still, he has like 2 skeletons, right? So he has, yeah, they'll probably be able to get it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This will do nicely.
2K net worth lead was once 4K, but nobody's really taken a huge lead yet this game. I think, wait, how much was this? Okay, it was about
Dire's middle tower
6K at its highest, about 5K. I mean, this series in general has been super close though, Hubs.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Dire if they watch this replay is like I see that they're farming a lot more on their cores, like if you look at last hits, but uh they're not necessarily like consistently spacing out so that they farm more and that they choke them out. So it's like
A stun onto Marshall. I think they can't cancel the roll, but he's still gonna drop here. Run actually forward, a nice duel onto, oh god, I can't actually see who that is. I think it's a Bloodseeker though in the middle of this. Might actually, I know it's Camel Farmer, but he just heals back up with the passives and his items he's got. PMA hasn't died for the first time this yet, wants to focus back into Camel Farmer as the double stun from Acid Rain will lock in the Wraith King. Camel Farmer can turn this around though. PMA's just gonna die twice, melt to the Leshrac, and Nova can barely escape. They take a fight. They even get the egg there, but like, it's just a complete disaster for Moozy, Camel Farmer. And I mean, I guess that really is the difference maker. It is the Leshrac doing so much
yeah,
damage.
they really like their
Radiant's
heroes
middle tower is
kind
under
of
attack.
struggle to deal with
Radiant structures
Lesh
are
if they don't like aren't able to focus them before the saves come out, or they have to bait the saves and then like kill. Like it's just like for you saw like their chorus just got wrecked by like they have 3 melee cores, so like it's like just hard to be near Lesh when he is the sort of disco rainbow pony.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll see. I mean, it's starting to look like maybe found their footing in this series. Mississippi getting it together. Camel Farmer especially. really starting to pop off in this game. He's got the eggs now. And a very quick Roshan with Acid Rain to the side. PMA doesn't want to walk into this. It is going to be Roche dead. They have nowhere to go. So they look for PMA. The swap, they bring him into the river. He's completely alone. Of course he is going to come back. He's got Aegis fourth, blinking in, gets the duel on the Fume. Is that the target, though? He's been taunted. He's just going to die instead. Fourth survives through the BKB. Fume walks away. They get a lot of damage back into PMA, who gets ruptured onto the high ground. The egg goes off. Acid Rain couldn't finish it, but PMA is still stuck in the silence. Goes down for the first time as Fume, or the second time, excuse me. Fume is still just sprinting around. Camel Farmer, having committed the Aegis there, is going to be A-okay. They can maybe look for Vico if they want to continue to chase, but I don't think they can go up to the high ground. They just want to take the Rax's Camel Farmer. I mean, essentially popping Diabolic Edict should melt this tower, and might just lead to the first set of Rax.
I think this game's over, actually. Dude, they don't have egg for how long? So I think they can
75.
get. They're gonna get 2 racks, most likely, unless they like really fuck up on tires.
They might
'Cause-
play passive here, though. We have seen some passive plays, and I think they're actually just going to back off.
I think they're like. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to throw a game where you have like high win prob.
I mean, I think like you
But
were saying, though, without the egg, it's pretty, without the egg and the Treant ult even, it's pretty hard for them to contest a
yeah,
fight.
it's like I mean that's like LC Phoenix is like has some elements of high synergy, but they're also like
Oh, top
conceptually
lane
they're kind
Vico is shown up. There is a role for Marshall if they want to continue to chase this. He's got Yules if he wants to, like, at least stun him. Once he's already committed the TP to get up here, of course, but now Bulljack's hunting. There's the silence. Vico gonna get stunned up the Rupture as well, and Vico has gone to the wrong lane, gets stunned up by Camel Farmer, and well, he's gonna survive just a bit longer, but eventually fall down.
like conceptually also rip. Conceptually they want to do sort of opposite things. LC wants to split the map up, find pickoffs, make sure the enemy team can never set up, hit behind a important core and dispel them, and then duel someone mid-fight.
And they're not
Um,
pushing yet, though. They're looking for a smoke play. They want more fights, and I think they're just gonna let Camel Farmer push in the wave.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
I mean, they
top
just
tower
need to
is under attack.
screen the gank paths, and
Maybe it's just
if they see Legion Commander.
they don't have wards over here, unfortunately. They're
Radiant's
not
top
gonna
tower is under attack.
really be giving too much
Dire's
up,
bottom
though. I mean,
tower
neither
is
team
under
has wards
attack.
on the cliff, so they don't have to
Radiant's
worry about the
top tower
triangle
has
vision.
fallen.
30 seconds.
Dire's courier
I mean,
has
and
been
this is
killed.
honestly perfect timing. If you can force
Radiant's
that
top
buyback
tower
late
is under
into the respawn timer,
Dire's bottom tower is
20
under
more
attack.
seconds till Vico is back up. Might not be able to take the fight before then, and the tier 3 is going to be gone. Hume just trying to push skeletons away, wants to go for that last, or the, excuse me, the second set of racks. I forgot they didn't take bottom earlier. Have opened up top though, and it might just be time to back. Are they stronger, Hobbs? Should they take this?
I mean, literally, if
Dire's
they
bottom
just
tower is under attack.
like if they're able to get swap off, they can't like they can just let uh, Camel Farmer.
When Acid Rain has eggs now too, so they can just let Venge die. Might.
Yeah, they can. It's like they're. The thing is, like, there's playing conservative, and then there's playing like scared in a way where it makes it like the thing. Like, what happens is like when you have an opportunity to end the game, you should, because if you don't, it makes it so that the enemy team has
They're
opportunities,
only gonna
like
get
has
stronger, right?
yeah, and also like if a core died in the last 20 seconds, it would make the game like awkward. But if they're just together and they know what cooldowns that Radiant has, I mean, they don't have to be like on top of each other. They just need to be able to like have saves ready for the heroes that need to be saved.
Gonna
So
go
they
for a
should be in a
smoke
yeah.
on
I mean,
Mississippi.
They don't need to smoke. They just need to walk in a lane. You don't need to
Yeah,
kill
I think
people if you're.
it's basically just keeping the lanes pushed in because bottom still incredibly pushed out. I think they're gonna get mid cleared here too, and of course top lane Vico is cleaning up. We saw him die here earlier. Don't think it's gonna happen again. This time in his forced turn. No, he gets the blink away first, and now needs to look for the TP. They can't
Oh
get
my
vision
God.
in the
Yeah, it's
trees, and this is
just stand in
exactly
mid and make them react to you.
it's exactly what Moozy wants. I think just have him chase you around the map while PMA tries to get something.
Precious moment.
Dire's top
He
tower
needs
is
to get
under
like
attack.
items so that when they control the Leshrac, there's like there's like they can pressure him more. Cause like the way you play in saves is like you force the saves out or sooner than they want to be, and then you go on someone else. Or you make it so that the saves can never be in a position to
Just
save the
get rid of
people
the
they need to
save.
save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
bot
I
lane's
actually
all the
like
way
what
pushed in, and still Mississippi trying to get a creep wave up to the high ground.
I think Camel Farmer should
Dire's
just walk
bottom
through
tower
top.
is under
It
attack.
can end the game.
I mean, Vico's even hitting the tier 3 bot lane.
Like,
I mean, it's kind of annoying. There's a lot of bots carriers on the other end of the team, or I guess it's just Vico,
but they
but
don't have
I don't
tower
know.
damage. There's like they'll like there's no way you outpush a Lesh, so you can just walk down a lane together. And they have to fight you on the lane or they're gonna lose their Rex. Like you're trading farm, you've been trading farm for 5 minutes when you're giga ahead.
Yeah,
Dire
I don't
are
know.
It's like
scanning.
it's
I definitely think
it's
it feels like Mississippi doesn't really know where they need to play right now.
I just need to go
Maybe a little bit disconnected.
gotta live in the game. You know, have you ever watched the TV show Girls?
No.
I mean, not girls, Heroes. It's like find the girl, save the world. Like that's what it is. But guard a
No,
wave,
I don't
end
think
the
I've heard of
game.
it.
Like the opening season, there's a segment where they're just like find the girl, save the world,
And
and
PMA gets ruptured. They're gonna try and go on Wraith King and maybe just get the first life here. If they can force it out, a roll from Marshall gonna lock him in. Of course, a very another nice spot for a Phoenix Egg if they want to fight. Continue. PMA pops BKB, goes for Camel Farmer, purges it off with the Lincoln Spear, can turn around instead. The tree ult misses everything to the side, and a lot of resources blown for essentially nothing happening. We get another rupture on the fourth, a refresher as well, as they look for a second roll. Fourth is gonna live, but they chase up to the high ground. They need to get rid of the Phoenix Egg. Can they actually get the right clicks? No, they cannot. It's gonna go off stun 4, but do they really have the damage to continue this? PMA is just getting melted down. He goes. There's no respawn. The ulti on cooldown from earlier is they took the first life, and all Vico can do is try and cut the wave, but this might just be the opportunity we were speaking about earlier, Hobbs, to end the game. Especially with the Leshrac. Acid Rain is just making space. He knows he has eggs, so even if he dies here, he's going to come back with the illusion. And Camel Farmer, we'll see what he goes for first. A nice swap. Acid Rain still looking for aggression here. Gets a rupture onto Vico. Still, they can just back off. They are just going straight for it, Hobbs. Not even
yeah,
getting the megas, but do they back here? I mean, they're playing slightly defensive
there's
with the
there's
fortify.
no reason for them to back if they have swap.
No ulti, no egg. 60 seconds until egg is off cooldown. This might just be the opportunity with fortify also on cooldown. Jumping in with the eggs as Vico gets a nice silence onto 4, but it's still not going to be killed. Look at where Acid Rain is playing too. Just so defensive as he gets a stun into CB. The silence, not even going to be the thing that finishes him off. It's Camel with the kill, and they get a lockdown onto Vico. That was just right clicks from Fume. He's going insane now. A lot of heroes. So this stun from Acid Rain kills off 4th, and a couple of buybacks being spent. They dive the fountain, and Acid Rain is still chugging here. PMA back out them next to the Ancient. He does have the ulti off cooldown once again, but I don't think he has anywhere to go. He just gets kited this fight. Acid Rain on top of his grave gets a stun, immediately perched by the Lincolns, or dodged by the Lincolns, and PMA is just gone. Vico is going to die next. That's the good game call from PMA. We go to 1-1. And again, Mississippi pulls it back in game 2.
Victory.
Hops.
What's up?
What are you doing tomorrow?
I think we have a match tomorrow. I'm probably gonna like chill. Kind of had a busy couple
Oh no,
weeks.
I was just like saying in general.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna chill. Had a busy couple weeks.
Is important. Anyway, any final notes?
Well, I think both. Out. So the Radiant won the first game, right? It was a pretty good series. I think. I think. I think Radiant could have done a better job, like playing into their win con, and I think Dyer could have done been a little less like cautious. I think they've like thrown some games recently, so they're like playing a little over conservatively. And
Fair.
you don't want to overcorrect, correct? All right, that's it for me. Good night. Thanks for
All
having me.
right, abrupt. Anyway, yeah, I'm tired too. We'll talk to you guys some other time. I think I'm casting it tomorrow, but Hobbs, thank you for joining me tonight. 1-1 Mississippi. It's 5 points in PMA's team. Moozy is also 5 points. Hobbs, I don't even know where you guys are at, but some catching up to do.
Foggies.
All right.
Bye.